The day that I heard the words, "You have cancer," it just took my breath away. And it took me a long time to adjust to what I was hearing.
It sounds a little cliche, but you know, it truly makes you look at your life and say, if there's something that I want to do, what am I waiting for?
Cancer has become in our family a word and not a sentence. It's just something that we're living with.
It does change your perspective, but I mean, I don't feel like it changed who I am, but it did change maybe a little bit about how I treat each day.
For many of the patients, we actually can get fairly close to them. You know, a lot of people going through chemotherapy, we may be seeing them every week or two, or sometimes more than one time a week. You know, so some of these people we'll see far more often than we'll see distant family members. So in some ways, they become part of a small family for us. You know, we're going through a pretty big part of their life while they're going through this care, and they tend to remember that, and their families remember that. You know, so I can be in a restaurant, in a store, and people come up to you and they remind you of who they were from years ago, or the family members, and so it does always make you feel good that you've been able to help someone.
With the amount of time that the nurses spend and the physicians spend with the patients, they do become part of the family. It is definitely a unique family structure when you go into those situations and you see the way that everyone interacts. It's very much just a different type of family bond.
Having a long-term relationship with the patient allows you to know what they've already gone through, what treatments may be particularly risky for them and are not a good idea, and what would be a good idea for them. And you actually get pretty close to the patients.
Well, I think the relationship with your oncologist, I mean, it ends up being a lifelong relationship.
They cheered me on when there were days that I just thought I couldn't do it anymore. They were my cheerleaders.
The doctors and the nurses, they're right there for you. They're supporting you, giving you information, helping you take charge of your own care.
I think from the very beginning, he made me feel like I was important as an individual. I wasn't just another patient.
I did make some real connections, I felt, with the nurses. As a matter of fact, still every time I go in for my checkups, I love to go back to the chemo suite and say hello to the nurses.
When the patient is faced with cancer, they're really faced with their mortality. And they come to us seeking answers and they seek cure. And it's a very deep relationship that you enter into because you're going for a common cause. And patients are really open to hear you and participate in that decisioning process for their ultimate care because really their lives depend on it. What excites me is having all this under one roof along with medical imaging. It allows us to be more responsive and actually encourage our treatments even faster.
So patients will have one large central place that they can go to where they're comfortable with the staff.
It'll improve the patient experience from start to finish. It'll improve the staff experience because everything will be in one location.
Last year, I went to one facility on Monday to get hooked up to my chemo, went to another location for radiation every day, went over to 9th Street to have my labs checked. It would have been fantastic to be able to do it all in one location.
Walking into an environment that is not sterile and is welcoming and relaxing is very important. It will go a long way towards reducing people's stress levels, I believe.
The way that we connect this with our exterior environment and the world around us with nature and healing gardens will really provide positive outcomes for the patient.
Your surroundings can help keep you calm, keep you focused, keep you at peace. We're all affected by our surroundings.
In my opinion, the UW Carbone Cancer Center collaboration is a wonderful thing. It's much more than just brick and mortar. In my in my vision, this actually helps to bring a level of service to the community that really isn't currently there.
I think it would be great for doctors as well as patients. I definitely think that with the University of Wisconsin-Madison and Swedes here in Rockford partnering together and having some of the care that I have to go all the way to Madison for now down here would definitely be a benefit.
The affiliation with the University of Wisconsin and Madison is just going to augment what we can provide our patients, what kind of care we can give them.
We'll be able to reassure patients even better than we do currently that they're getting the top-notch care.
It really does elevate our ability to provide a higher quality of care. Trust is very important, very important. I don't think that you can provide care or receive care if that trust is not present.
They have to trust us right off the bat like they would trust no one else.
Trust is paramount when it comes to putting your life in a medical team's hands. I trust Swedish American's Cancer Center with my life.